That's one of my troubles started out. Because they sending me 2 tickets. You see? You got
Yeah.
you got this thing working?
Yeah, it's going.
They sent me 2 tickets. One from Palermo to New Orleans, and then from New Orleans to Houston on a train. So the one from Palermo to New Orleans already I spent it for my trip. But the one for the train from New Orleans to Houston, I had a ticket in my pocket all the time. So that's where it was. So when we got in New Orleans, there, you know, there's a lot of difference there is today on travel, you know. We was on the Ocean Line, we was about 3 towers in the Ocean Line, a great big ship, you know, about 3,000 passage. And they used to handles in those Ocean Line look like a bunch of sheep.
Seen pictures.
Look like a bunch of sheep. The water was not all day on this ship. It was the St. Louis. They put the water on so you can go out there and get drink water, wash your face, your hands, and look at it. Then they close them up. So they won't waste them, you see.
Yeah.
And they used to kill a cow every other day, right on the up deck. See, they had a big stable in there, a lot of cows. They used to kill one every the other day. And then one cow is gone, making a soup, you know. And then they used to feed us just like a bunch of horses, a bunch of soldiers, with the tin can in my hands, and I would get in the line, then they give you bowl soup and a biscuit. Well, you call it, those are big biscuits, though, big, like a hamburger biscuit.
Bun or something?
Bun, something like that. So when I got here in New Orleans, soon the Ocean Line dark. They opened the gate, everybody come out. And we got in New Orleans, it was about 9 o'clock in the night. So I didn't find nobody there, my people who talked to it. So I got lost between all of those people, you know. A lot of them people out there, they went to go to New Orleans, and they had the people, their own people, waiting for them. But I was lost. I didn't know what to do, you know.
Yeah.
So I walked back in the boat, and I talked with the captain. And I said, listen, I says, I'm supposed to go to Houston from here. What I do now? And what he then said, came, oh my God, he says, as soon as you get out of another country, you all get lost to yours. Oh, you're crazy as hell. I says, what the hell matter with you? I says, I don't know. I didn't find anybody because I'm supposed to go to Houston, you see? I don't know what to do. So there was a man out there looking for custom. And he talked to me and he says, where are you going? And I told him, I says, I got a ticket. I'm supposed to get a train and go to Houston. Well, that's all right. Don't worry. I'll take you to my house. And tomorrow morning, I'll help you. Oh, fine. He spoke my language, you see. So the first thing you know, he loaded up his wagon. He had about 15 men. They pick up. He used to do that on purpose, you know, to make a little money, you see. He picked up 15 men. So we all got on a wagon, and he drove, and he took us to his house. And he had a little fruit stand inside of the house, a little fruit stand, you know, fruit and bread, stuff like that, just a little store. And he was a peddler. He used to peddle fruit and stuff like that. So as soon as I got out there, I talked to his wife, I says, listen, honey, I got 18 men here, and we're going to feed him. Put a bigger pot to cook some spaghetti because I know they're going to be hungry. And that's what she did, you see. So we all was friends then, you see.
I imagine that was the first spaghetti you'd had in a long time, too.
That's right. So when there was time to eat, of course, we eat. Then to sleep, he takes in the attic. In the attic, she had a hay for the horses in bales, you know. So he loosened the 2 or 3 bales, you know, make all one big bed, and we all sleep on that hay. Oh, it was a tough, I tell you.
That's, yeah.
Well, anyway.
Where'd you sleep on the boat, though? Was it bunks or something on the ship, on the ocean liner?
On the boat, they had a place just enough for you to sleep. I was sleeping up, on a, like I was sleeping here. Underneath they had another chef, another man, then another chef, another man.
God.
You see?
Yeah.
I
Just
get
going
up
on like sardines.
I get up on the ladder when I go to bed. See? And you're talking when the sea got rough, and people vomit here and vomit over there. My God, I look like you're tramping. The thing is, it's all over the floor. Sour and things like that. Every day was altogether different, you know.
Yeah.
Not like it.
I guess you must have, you must have wanted to come awfully bad to put up with this, you know?
Huh?
You must have had an awful big desire to come over in the first place.
I want to come over because I want to better myself. I want to better myself and make some money. In fact, that's the way it worked out.
Yeah, it did.
And so when money come, this man, I says, well, I'd like to get in my trunk now. I had a trunk, you know. On my trunk I had a suit of clothes, you know. I had shoes, I had underwear, I had but all in a trip, I was wearing the same suit, same shoes, the same socks, the same underwear, same everything. And, we were still on a trip, I think it was 27 or 25, something like that. I don't remember exactly how many days, but I know it was from about 24 days at least.
Yeah.
Or could have been more or less. And so next day he takes me to the wharf to get my trunk. Well, the custom house, they had to open that trunk to see what there was in there. Well, on that trunk, they had my clothes. But same time, you know, my mother had 3 sisters over here, and 3 sister-in-law. And all of us, this woman, she bought a shawl from the old country to bring one of each. So when they found out they had the 6 of those shawls, at the custom house, you got to pay, says, what the hell you call it? Some kind of taxes, because
duty.
it wasn't used to the duty, something like that. I didn't have no money to pay. When I left the old country, one of my auntie gave me 5 ladies. 5 ladies was $1 in American money.
Yeah, that's
That time, you know, for $1, you get a 5 ladies. And the one my auntie gave me $10 bill, that's a 10 a lady. That's all of my money I had in my pocket when I left the whole country. 15 a lady, that's $1.50.
God.
No, that'd be, let's see, $10 is 10 liters is $2. And the $5 is $1. Well, I had $3 in American money in my pocket. That's all I had.
That's still not much.
So they didn't want to give me the trunk. I had to pay. So I told this man, I says, you pay. And when as soon as I get over there, my people send you the money. You give me address. No, you're not going to take the trunk. I'm going to keep the trunk. I'm going to help you, but I'm going to keep you trucking because if you take your suit, there's nothing left in it.
Yeah.
Didn't even want to give me no clothes at all. Nothing.
God.
See? But I promise you that soon I get the money. When I get out there, you people, I send it back. Well, I says, okay, I still appreciate what you do for me. So when they take him to the depot to catch a train, he know I can speak. So he spoke to the conductor, the train conductor, and explained it to him that I wasn't just a new boy coming from the country, just speaking language, and he goes to Houston. So you watch him. I imagine that's okay. You watch him, and so they make me rough, but he get used to it, you see? So that's what happened. Okay, then the time comes, the train started ringing, low, ready to leave, the train. You never see train like that, I don't think. You remember something like that?
Yeah, I've seen some trains. I don't think they'd be the same kinds that you were on.
So I got on the train, and the train left. And supposed to get to Houston from New Orleans by 11 o'clock, about 10 o'clock that evening. Supposed to be in Houston, you see. Well, all the day long, I was ride on a train, it took it on. It's one place the train stopped. As soon as he stopped, fella come around with the basket, and in the basket they had oranges, bananas. I didn't know what banana was. I couldn't figure out what kind of fruit it was. I'd never seen none in my life. But I know I couldn't tell it. Apples, oranges. So this man, I looked through the window on the train, and I talked to the man that done that, and he happened to be was Italian, selling the fruit. And I told him, I says, I ain't got no money. I got Italian money in my pocket. Hey, I'll change him for you. So I throw him with a $5 bill, a 5-liter bill, and he give me 25 cents worth of apple fruit. I don't remember what it was, but I know I got some apple, and apple and oranges. Banana I didn't want it because I didn't know what it was. So he gave me my change, you see. So then I had a $10 green bag of 10 liter and a little change in American money, about 75 cents. So we keep going. First thing the time had passed, I wake up. And I don't remember if I had a watch, but they had a clock. You can look on the clock on the train, No, I didn't have no watch. Who was going to give me a watch? I didn't want to buy a watch. Train. So time had come. That first thing it was about 11 o'clock, and I was asleep. Yeah, I was sleeping. On the train that they used to put a ticket in your hat. All the men that wearing hat, they used to wear hat them days. You never see man on the streets without nothing on his head. Cap or hat or something. All over, everywhere, all over America, everywhere they used to be that way. Well, anyway, on my head, I had a ticket. It called Houston. So, going and going, the first thing you know, the conductor, waking me up. When he waking me up, I know something happened, it was about 11 o'clock. What happened, we passed Houston. And the conductor noticed it, and he waited till first the station had come on to make me get off and wait or do something. I don't know what he told me.
Yeah.
But when I figured out, I said, you stay here, and then when I come back, I'll pick you up. If we go back. But before he done that, the trainer was a stop, and right by the track there was a restaurant. And in a restaurant, was full of people eating. So poor man, he take him inside, and he make him go around every one of the table, see if he can find someone that can speak my language. Didn't find nobody. So time was flying, first thing there was a time that the trainer to pull out, and he talked to me. And what I can understand, the way he motioned his hands and stuff, looked like he tell me, you stay here when I come back to pick you up. See? So trainer left, and I went to sleep again. So then the daytime comes. And before the daytime comes, the train come back want to come this way, towards Houston. Right away I run in that train, I didn't ask nobody, I just got on and sit down. When I sit down in that train, in that coach, well, there's a trainer door. Is it not the trainer that I came with this morning? Was it altogether different, the furniture, the way it was built, And I was afraid. I believe I'm going to get off. But the conductor was another conductor, He didn't say anything to me because the ticket to call for Houston, And I got off. I was afraid. He said, maybe go some other places. He said, now get lost again. And I stayed there. So then comes daylight. Daylight, I started walking on the front of the depot, a little bitty country depot, And first thing out of one of the little building, I see a sign sticking out, And they had a sign that read the post office. Well, the post office is like in Italian, And I knew right away it was post office. I said, well, I'm going over there. And I says, that man ought to help him, So I went over there, it must have been about 9 o'clock in the morning. And when I got to he's standing inside, I stay outside, And I told him like this. He's speaking to me, and I said like this. Can talk. So when I say something like this, he give me a pencil and a piece of paper, And all I put it down, and then my uncle Joe Pizzatola in Houston, Texas. Nothing else. What else can I put in? And he started to do like this. Can't understand nothing. And he see the people come by, and he stop him, see if he can find somebody. While he was doing that, there was 2 cowboys, just about 2 blocks in the prairie. And he started hollering those cowboys to come out there. He said, maybe those cowboys sometime I got a stranger, they working for them and they can speak a language. Says, hey, come here. Them 2 horses is up, put it up, they run out there, come to the post office, and they wanted to ask him if he can speak my language. By shaking the head. Then I guess he asked him, anybody you think those cowboys know some? Just like about his thinking here. Well, I says, I don't know what I'm going to do. First thing I says, well, when I come last night, I come from here, Houston, must be on this way. Now I'm going to walk. The train, I knew the train, they used to make them days. I think they used to make about 30 miles an hour, something like that, not no more. Now they're making it 100 miles an hour. But them days they make it 30 miles an hour, it was plenty, see? And I says, well, maybe take him a couple of days, I says, and I'll go back this way, and I'll go to Houston. And I started walking. And the tires on the rail so close together, and then my step was too short. So instead of working one at a time, I take it 3 at a time. You see. Otherwise, I had to walk like this. See? This way, I work this way. Long steps.
In the third place,
That's how I work. And the first thing you know, I got to dry. I want to drink of water. And right on the boat as it coming across, I learned that the water they call the water. They call them. I learned that words on the boat.
You learned the English word for
The English words, and I said water, just like that. So I want some water, and well, I want to get off, there was nigger people, color people. I hadn't seen black people in my life, and I was scared.
Yeah.
I was scared, especially those little kids, black kids, I thought they were going to jump on my leg like dogs.
Wow.
Because, black people in all country.
Yeah.
I ever seen a black, I thought that there was wild people, And I just was a young boy without experience. It's all. So, come to find it out, those even was all right. In fact, one time, train show up, coming, so I had to stop. And while I stopped, was a nigger man. He stopped the same time to let the train go by. And I was out there with the big old nigger, and I was scared. And he wanted a match. But I didn't understand what he's talking about. But he wanted to match it because then he started to do like this.
Oh.
When he started to do like this, I said,
I knew what he wanted, but you couldn't answer him.
I don't know, I talk in Italian to him, that's all, with emotion. So then, night come, and I wanted some more water. And at the same time, pretty getting dark, and I was afraid, as I looked on the track, I was approaching woods, big trees, a lot of stuff. And I said to myself, I'm not going through that woods in the night. I was afraid, wolf or lion or all kind of wild beast, And I said, I'm not going away. So I'm going over this house over here, see what happens. So I got off the track, and I go to the little house, and there was a white people. There was a young lady and a middle-aged lady. It must have been a mother and a daughter, you see. Right out there by the track. I guess her husband was working on the track. So I asked her for water, and she showed me where to go get the water. I said, water? Because I learned that words on the boat. And then I sit down on the porch. I was tired, walking all day. And there was plenty of, in a little while it was going to be dark, I sit down on the porch and I try to explain it to them. I stay here tonight, and tomorrow I'm sleeping here. And poor thing, I guess they pictured out that there was something wrong with me, and pictured out that I wasn't mean. I wasn't in the need. So, well, the first thing the man come in, man of the house, and he saw me sitting on the porch. He didn't say anything, but talked to his wife. I guess it was his wife, and he talked and. He come out, he tried to talk to me. I can't speak the language, one can get out of me, grab me from my arm, and he pushed me out, let me go through the gate. Now she,
Huh. So turn you
go
away.
ahead.
Yeah.
I can understand he told me,
Yeah.
Get out, leave.
Huh.
That's one time, you know, I really feel a tender right in my inside me. I said, my God, I says, I don't know what's going to happen to me. I wish I have enough luck to get in some city. And I know if I be able to get in some city, I'm going to stay in there till I find something, you see. And so I left. It was getting dark. I walked just about a half a block. And I get off the track, you know, and I sat down. And I wasn't looking at that little house where I stopped. And I noticed that they had a little bit of shed in the back. And I says, I'm going to wait till they go to bed. And when I don't see no more light, I'll get off and I'll go sleep underneath that shed. See, so I won't be so cold, you see. And that's what I did. And what happened, there was a chicken house, and when I lay down, I took off my jacket, you know, and I made a pillow out of it. On top of me was chicken. And it dropped on my
Oh, no.
everywhere.
Oh.
So that's what it was.
Uh-huh.
And so I passed the night that way. And I was lucky because of the time when I was sitting on that porch, before the old man come, he had a little dog. And that little dog, you know, I play with it while I was sitting down. And he got used to me, you know, and he come out there when I went on a chicken house, and he didn't say anything. He didn't bark, he didn't say nothing. Otherwise, if he barked, maybe he come out with a gun and kill me.
Yeah.
He thought I thought maybe I went out there to try to steal chicken.
Yeah.
But the dog didn't bother me, nothing. So next morning, soon the day, before daybreak, I got up and I left. See? And every time I meet somebody that says, Houston, I didn't say Houston. I used to explain those words in Italian. Houston, Houston.
Oh.
I used to read them then, you know. You say Houston like it's supposed to be. I read it like in Italian, you know.
Right.
Houston, Houston. But they understand I'm in Houston. So the next day, like I say, I started walking again. Well, when I got further out, you know, I began to get a sign, you know, with the Houston right on the building. Well, I saw I must get it close to Houston, you know. Because I say if they're making it 30 miles an hour, the train, I know they're taking me about 2 days altogether, all to get there, you see? And that's what it was. So I walk and walk and walk and walk. The first thing you know, I got it right on, you know what the Market Square is? The Market Square used to be
The one downtown by the by Allen's Landing?
No, on the corner of Preston and Congress.
Yeah. I know where that is. I know right where that is.
What do they call it? The Market Square, don't it?
Yeah, right now it's Old Market Square.
And now it used to be Market Square, the all kind of fruit stand and stuff like that. And so I got that far, you see, and I was looking around. First thing you know, I seen a man with a horse and a wagon loaded with the vegetable and fruit and the vegetable and stuff. And I look in his face, it looked like, I said, look like Italian. I said, Italian? You Italian? No, not Italian, Italian over there. Say like this, you know. He mentioned the former market, you know. Soon as he said that like that, I ran into a man that I know him.
Really?
I go up together with him in the whole country.
Isn't that something?
Right away. And I ran into him, I says, hey, Vincenzo, his name was Vincenzo, Charlie, like myself, Vincent. And he says, where in the hell have you been? Your uncle has been here 3 days looking for you. What in the hell are you talking about? Well, I've been, you go to hell. I says, that's where you leave me? You do, if you know what I've been to go through, you won't feel that way about it.
Yeah.
But your uncle has been here every day. Well, I can't help for that. And sure enough, my uncle was out there every day.
But they're worried about you. But they were worried about you.
Worried about me, that's right. Well, you were here, I says, because he gonna come back. Because he been here 2 days. And whoever train he go out there deploy, nobody shows up. Go to, see, I was asleep, and that's why.
Yeah.
But anyway, fella coming out there, with a load of hay. And this fella living close to a city place where my uncle was living. And he says, you wait here. This is a young man, You wait here, Mr. Berto Romano. He brought a load of hay this morning, and he's going home now. That's where your uncle lived. And he gonna come by here before he go home. So you wait here, you go with him. And sure enough, I stay there. While I stay there, this man, his brother, come in. This man asked me, where the hell you been? And he told his brother, you know who this boy is? Spoke about me. You know who is this? Questo figlio di Gaetano Mazzola. You Gaetano Mazzola, son? Yes. I'm the son of a gun. I says, how's your mama? How's your people? Asking and all that kind of stuff. Wait a minute. Should we go out and eat? Told his brother, you take care of food to stand. I'm going to take Vincent to eat. So he take him in the saloon, and he ordered himself a beer. Great big beer, bro. And he ordered one for me. You drink there, that's good. You drink it there. Okay. So when I put the stuff in my mouth, I said, oh no, I don't like it. They did it. He said, I don't like it. He says, voy in a bottiglia di soda water. He told me, half Italian, half in English. Soda water. I said, what are you talking about? What is a soda water? What is? We don't call them soda water in Italian. In Italian, we call it acqua juice. He was so confused. He was so used to call it soda water, thought it was in Italian. But it's not in Italian, see? And I said, "Come sake soda water." He go, I don't know what you're talking about. Then I says, aqua juice. Oh, aqua juice, I know what it is. Well, and I tasted, and I like it. Was a soda water, you see, soda water. But anyway, he take him in his always house. Because of your uncle, brother-in-law, he won't come by here by 5 o'clock at the night. He'd go home, and then he'd go with him. He'd take him over his house. And he'd take over his house, and he says, my wife cook a chicken every day. Every day you will kill a chicken and make a soup every day. So you're going to eat soup, chicken soup with beef today. He talks so big, he knows it because of you used to eat chicken every day. In all country, you see, you got a chicken, but you can eat it.
Couldn't eat it.
Everybody's poor. If the chicken lay eggs, the poor mama in the house get them eggs to sell them and buy something else, you see? Well, anyway, he take them off his house, everything. And then what he did, one day he wrote a letter back home. I didn't send a letter to my mama to tell the experience I had, but he did. See, he wrote a letter to the old country, and it told them all about him. He got lost, and then how he was ours, and then so forth and so on and everything. I didn't want to scare my mother, myself, you know. But then I had to write it back and tell them what was it. Like. And you know, I had that thing in my head yet. They're supposed to pick it up, when you get where you're going. And my people, they went out and talked to somebody that knew something about law. They thought they had a chance to sue the railroad people that what I went through and everything. But and nothing come up. Nothing come up at all. They work the best way they can, They didn't have no education. They can speak a language. They had to depend on different people, and the first thing the thing you pass out and just the other way. That's all.
Boy, that was some experience getting over here. Oh, my God. Now, you never did find out what town you actually wound up in, did you?
Do what?
You never did find out what town you got off in? When you overshot Houston and you were asleep and then you woke up and got off?
No.
You never did find out what town you were in?
No.
I wonder how far you actually had to walk, though.
And what?
I said, I wonder how far you actually had to walk. It'd be interesting to find out what town you actually got off in.
Well, I don't know. I know I walked all day long. And I mean I was walk. You see how big those steps are so fast? That's why I work all day long.
Were you up for Tuesday?
And next day, when I got to Houston, it was around about 12 o'clock.
So you walked a full day and a half, huh?
Full day and a half. And when I've been walking. Walking.
Yeah, fast.
I don't know how fast a man that can walk, how many miles he can cover.
Yeah. Oh, well, you were only like 17, weren't you?
I was 17.
Yeah.
17 years old.
I don't know if I'd have courage enough to do something like that, Uncle Charlie. God. Well, when you got here, what kind of job did you work with your uncle then raise the money to pay them back for your ticket, and then saved up money to send for Grandma and them?
Yeah, they sent it the money I had to work. Well, they began with, I work over there. Different people hired me, and they used to pay me 75 cents a day. 75 cents a day, I had to feed myself. Then I had to send some money at home to my mother and my brother and my sister. To feed them, my two sisters and my little brother. I had it tough.
You must have. 75 cents wouldn't go very far.
75 cents a day.
God. Did you live with your uncle over here?
I live with my uncle.
Did you have to pay him room and board too?
No. I didn't have to pay them.
God. You did, you might not have got him.
That's the only way they can come out of it.
Yeah.
See. And then I used to come and work. I live in Lily Oak on that line, Lily Oak Road.
Yeah.
That's where my people live, Lily Oak Road. You know what Lily Oak Road is at. And from the Lily Oak Road up the track over here, Texas down there.
Yeah.
It's a track. Used to have an Italian farmer. And I used to, my people told this man that had a farm over here. If he needed a man, I got a nephew from the old country and he's a good worker. You can hire him. So from Lily Oak, I walk over here up the track. I come in the morning and walk it back in the evening. It's about 6 miles, about 5 miles. And I didn't care, that didn't bother me at all.
You must have a lot of determination, though, Uncle Charlie. God.
That's the way I started off. But then, after a while, I would try to figure it out. I says, but with this rate, I says, I never can learn how to speak English. I wanted to learn how to speak English.
Yeah.
And I told my uncle, I says, I don't want to stay here. What do you want? I want to go to Houston,
Must be Tony.
in the city, so I can speak English. Stay with the people speaking languages, so I can learn. I want to learn how to speak. I feel lost. I says, and my two uncles, you know, they wasn't afraid. They said, get the young man that goes in the city, you'll have get it with that company, you know, and they didn't know what to say for us.
Yeah.
But I says, I'll take care of myself. I says, let me. They didn't want to do that.
Tony.
Hey, come on in.
Hi.
Hey, Uncle Charlie.
That's a Tony.
Mm-hmm.
I thought Barbara wasn't going to come over.
No, it's Tony.
How
How you doing?
Fine, you?
Pretty good.
You want this that chair? or this chair?
This is fine.
This is fine. Oh, I've been able long to talk with your sister. Ah, boy.
He was just telling us how he was getting to tell me how he learned English.
This is my shame. It mean been working all the time.
Yeah, it's been going the whole time. I already filled up 1 60-minute sign. You have to play it back. You missed a good story.
What?
How he left Italy and came